No sé qué tú ves en mí, mi amor. Ya no dejes de mirarme, que ya me gusta quién soy. Contigo me siento en control. Eres el balance en este mundo, poco humor. Se volvió ese chico que habló en mis canciones. Esas madrugadas y hermosas conversaciones. Se volvió ese chico que quería ver otra vez. Y me enamoré a volverlo a ver. Tú me ves como nadie más, bebé. Me diste alas para que vuele, pero motivos para quedarme. Tú me ves como nadie más, bebé. Tú me curas cuando más me duele. Sé que siempre has sabido amarme.
Eso de tortolito no queda bien, bebé. Mejor de tus amigas diciendo que no ven. Esto sea duradero, que sea algo sincero. Que un perro no cambia y eso es lo que es él. Pero tú lo viste, mi amor. Tú viste mi mejor versión. Tú hiciste lo que nadie quería. Serías para mis poesías. Siento que tú solo sabes. Chico con par de maldades, pero sinceridad, verdadero, baby. Secreto que tú solo sabes. Momentos que siento reales. Yo lo prefiero que en un largo tiempo sea tu caballero.
Tú me ves como nadie más, bebé. Me diste alas para que vuele, pero motivos para quedarme. Tú me ves como nadie más, bebé. Tú me curas cuando más me duele. Sé que siempre has sabido amarme. Se volvió ese chico que habló en mis canciones. Esas madrugadas y hermosas conversaciones. Se volvió ese chico que quería ver otra vez. Y me enamoré a volverlo a ver.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a new intro screen, folks. Working on it.
Me diste alas para que vuele, pero motivos para quedarme. Tú me ves como nadie más, bebé. Me diste alas para que vuele, pero motivos para quedarme. Tú me ves como nadie más, bebé. Tú me curas cuando más me duele. Sé que siempre has sabido amarme.
Get started in 60 seconds, folks. 60 seconds. Feel free to call the voicemail number to 401-213-9828 if you want to call that voicemail number. Leave a voicemail. No, call me out. I never noticed. I have Peter Weber still stuck up there. Any issues on anyone's end with music cutting out? I'm trying a few new things today. That's Susan's way of bragging that she's in the suburbs. I don't have Wi-Fi here. But bears. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hello! It's your boy Dave Neal. Yeah, we got some good music, right? I don't know what that is, but it's funky. It's nasty. Or rumba. We got that rumba energy, folks. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, guys, I got a new setup here. I'm trying out a mouse. That way I don't have to, like, lean over too much. I don't know. Is this distracting if I'm doing this the whole time? That's the Fantasy Suite Lambada right there. Hello, everybody. Yeah, we got some new hardware coming in tonight. I get a new monitor, big monitor, so I can read your comments. I'm sick of looking like this when I'm talking to people. What's going on? Tiny little computer. Oh, my computer's big. It's just I'm asking it to do like 3 computers worth of stuff. Nobody cares. We've made 5 videos today. I'm drinking this little like watermelon margarita Tasha made. Oh boy, we're falling off the deep end. It's only a Monday. We got the margaritas happening. It's very. Is there alcohol in this? Can you get me a water when you get a chance? Tasha drives me nuts. The stream starts at 4. I turn it on at 3:55. At 3:52 is when Tasha decides to ask me for help with something that involves my computer. And then she looks at me like she doesn't know any better, like she's not. Can you hear me? I only enjoy talking trash to Tasha if she can hear me. I don't want it to sound like she doesn't know exactly what I'm saying. But we're a full empire here, folks. Full empire. We got the AC on for one of the first days this year. It's a nice hot day here in the Bachelor Empire. Hello. Is that Friday music? Am I starting it too strong here? This is Latin club music is what I chose on my my sound chart. Maybe I should turn it down a little bit. Maybe it's a little too much here. Hold on a second. Let me make sure this is good here. You know what I do is I like to have vocals for when it's before the stream starts, and then I like to switch to instrumentals. That's just part of the dedication I look for. I don't know if this mouse is going to work. It's already kind of glitchy. I don't like that at all. What the hell's going on? The mouse already stopped. I just bought this mouse. I'm about to throw this out a window. I just wanted something so I could make some moves. I didn't have to hire an assistant. And here I am. It's already not working. Golly, folks. All right, this song's called Pinata. Let's do that one. Is this instrumental? This doesn't sound instrumental. Hold on, folks. Everyone tell me about your day. How's it going on? Is everyone having a good Monday? Hello, Jules. Bethany's doing as good as she allows herself to be. I like that mentality. So, Sarah goes, yeah, I asked her if she could. Well, the deal was I was helping her do all these things that I normally do in the 5 minutes. I turn my live stream on, then I go get a Diet Dr. Pepper. I'll take a Diet Dr. Pepper Coke Zero, honey, instead. It says coming, but then I see her out the window gardening, and I'm like, are you getting me the water or not, honey? And then I sound like the idiot, but I was helping her do things, therefore I required her to help me. Because I got the seatbelt in, folks. We're ready to go. We did a few push-ups. I'm trying not to sweat. We're ready to go. Adrian Littman is in the house, ladies and gentlemen. How you doing, Adrian? Adriana, sorry. Hello, Oz. Good to see you, my man. Hey, Oz, how interesting was that interview there with Jason Tartik? Did anyone watch that video? Let's see if I can find that video for you guys here. Fascinating video by Jason Tartik on his live stream. I'm sorry, on his podcast. Jason's got a new podcast called Trading Secrets. And let me tell you something. It is bananas. We want a lot of information in Bachelor Nation. We want people to open up. We want them to spill the tea or the Diet Dr. Pepper Zero with cherry. We want that info, and we don't normally get it. But Jason Tartik is providing the info. I told Tasha, Tasha, you want to come in and say hi? There she is, folks. Hold on, let me slide you over. Tasha, I'm already ready to throw this through the window. I heard you. I was like, oh, I'll get it, fine. The first second I turn the live stream on, it's like, well, maybe we don't work all the time. You better work all the time. My people demand it. So instead, I'm going to be like up here doing this. But what do you think of this?
Get a mouse with a cord.
Wow, that's crazy. But so this is what I can do here. If I'm not moving too much, I can just grab the, oh my gosh. Do you see what I have to do? Hold on. Tasha sees I have to drag the chat over so that this thing shows up, and then I can't see the chat. This is stuff that I do. So when Tasha's like, why do you look like your brain's going to implode after a live stream? It's because that's all I got to do. Whoa, look at you. There you go. Wow, Tasha Courtney here. So did you want to do the Katie part now? Is that what you came in for? Or you want to do it later?
I don't know what
Katie okay, why don't you get ready for it then?
Get ready for what? What do I have to do?
I tried to explain this to you in our pre-production meeting. You guys, we had a pre-production meeting. Tasha was on the couch, and I was like, I said at 4:45, if you.
Say on the couch, like I'm not working.
Well, I didn't say it. Tasha's on the couch. You were laying on the couch. And I said, would you like to come in and be the fashion correspondent for Katie's outfit?
Sure.
Okay, so
Would you like my input now?
I would like your input, but do you want to do it now? Are you ready to give input?
Sure.
Did you look at, did you look?
I haven't looked at
Okay,
any.
Tasha, okay.
Flying
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce Tasha Marie Courtney, my fashion, but I don't, by the way, no offense to you, but whatever you're wearing, what is this?
No one
show
can
show
see
no,
it.
show them your
Oh,
booty
no.
shorts. Stand up. Show them what you got. Just show.
This is the fashion
Show off your
correspondent.
Cincinnati. She's
My
got
Bengals shorts.
she has Cincinnati boxer briefs on, and I'm working in your Cincinnati Bengals boxer
It's
briefs.
a hot day, honey.
All right, so Bethany says hi. Everyone says hello to Tasha Marie Courtney. What kind of Dr. Pepper are you drinking? Funny you should ask. This is Dr. Pepper Cherry Zero. I don't know why they couldn't just do Diet Dr. Pepper, but I feel like Diet, some people don't like. They prefer the Zero. Same thing.
I don't know.
That's delicious. So, what we're going to do now then, for Tasha as she's here, is a first look. Now, let's give some credits to Tasha, right? Tasha went to school at the Design, how do you pronounce it?
DAP.
She went-
Design, Art, Architecture, Planning, University of Cincinnati.
Okay, so she knows a thing or two about fashion. Tasha works as a fit model. Could you briefly explain in 40 characters or less what a fit model does?
Tries on clothes and lets the designers know what works and what doesn't, gives feedback about what feels nice, about what's restrictive in movement. I don't know, that sort of thing.
So Tasha's really good at knowing, like for me, like do you remember like I would buy 31-inch waist shorts because they were nice and short, and you told me I don't fit into those. You told me I'm like a 33. So I actually learned, and that might sound like common sense, but you told me that my inseam was what needed to be changed, not my waist.
Yeah.
And honestly, no one ever told me that before. So we have Katie Thurston here. Tasha obviously,
Can you scoot over?
Tasha obviously has a Katie Thurston crush like the rest of us. And this is her outfit. Hold on. So this is Katie Thurston's outfit in her latest promo. So the question I have for you is, how are we doing with it?
Is it a dress or a two-piece? Do you have a standing photo?
I've got
That's cute.
that. And also, we know Katie's short. She's probably around 5'2", I'm guessing. What does a short person need to do? Like
Can we click through? Can I see the rest of the images?
Unfortunately, I think this is it. So we have boardroom chic. And I want to know. Let me start with my questions for you, Tasha.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know what's going on with the shoulder pads. What style is this? Is it back in? I want to know about the ruffling here.
Yes.
And I want to know what short women are shorter dresses better to elongate?
I'll tell you what. This looks like a Revolve style right here. They do a lot of these blazer mini dresses with the shoulder pads. This Barbie pink is so hot right now. And
You call that Barbie pink?
yeah, it looks like a Barbie shoe.
I was going with Legally Blonde.
Okay, sure.
yeah,
but like
got-
a hot pink.
Because look at the quote here. On Mondays we watch The Bachelorette.
Yeah.
But as we know, that's from Mean Girls.
That is.
On Wednesdays we wear pink.
Yes.
So it's a nice play on words there.
But yeah, so she's got the shoulder pads, which are totally in right now.
What
just to
does
add
the shoulder pads do?
it adds a little structure. So it makes your shoulders sit up higher, and it makes your shoulders just like a little bit wider.
What if you feel like your neck's
Which
not long
visually slims the rest of your body. So having like a wider shoulder makes your like waist and hips look a little bit smaller.
Because the only thing I ever knew was that stripes were slimming. Vertical stripes are slimming, right?
Not horizontal.
Not
stripes.
horizontal. So vertical striped slimming. So if you really want to slim, you get a vertical striped shoulder padded sports jacket. I feel like that would really
If you
slim.
want to look like Beetlejuice, maybe.
All right, so what's
I wish we had a standing because in the next picture, it sort of looks like this is a two-piece. Like maybe she has something. Click the next. See, it looks like maybe there's like a little mini skirt or something underneath it. It might be like a matching like skirt and blazer.
is it a two-piece?
Yeah, we don't know. It's either a mini dress or it's two pieces, but it's super cute. And like you mentioned, it does have that little ruching detail at the sleeves. So it looks like they did some fixed shearing on either the inseam or the outseam or both with that button detail, unless she just has it pushed up.
We used to have a we used to have like the 80s themed parties. You know, I'm so old, 80s was the theme. Now it's like let's go back to the 2012s. But in the 80s, the deal was you'd put on a sports jacket and you would crunch up the arm sleeves. Like that was the look, to crunch it up. So I feel like that's what's happening here. So we got that, obviously a glow up. I mean, not that Katie didn't have fashion before, but you know, when you're on The Bachelor, half the shots are like, you know, them wearing their, you know, she's got like, you know, Tommy the cat pajamas on or whatever she's wearing. And now it's like this is like when you see the full force of the government going into action. This is the full force of Bachelor Nation letting Katie shine. This is adding some nitrous oxide into the fuel tank, if you will. And Katie's not having any of it. She's ready to fly. So a pretty good glow up, a nice background choice. Like it's almost like a cotton candy. You know, you got the blue and the pinks going.
Super cute.
So what else is there to say? Oh, my other question was about the shoes. Now, let me go here because we can't pinch in there. I know that I've become known to be a toe guy, and I'm really not a toe guy, folks. But my question here is, there's something sexy about the little ankle belt. What's the deal with these shoes?
They're strappy heels, honey. There's no secrets. They're just strappy little heels.
How functional is this?
The ankle strap helps you to walk. And little known secret, a modeling secret. In runway shows, when you bring your shoes, you bring shoes with an ankle strap. Because if you bring just like a regular pump, you're going to walk right out of your shoe. So you need something with an ankle strap to hold it to your foot.
Now, no, Katie's a big volleyball player. Probably not going to be digging any volleyballs out in these shoes. But a full look nonetheless. What else is there to sort of analyze here? Tasha will be joining us. I think we're going to be able to analyze Katie's outfits on her dates. Plus, we're going to have Caitlin Bristow and Tasha's outfit. So we're going to have three divas to analyze and do a weekly fashion report, which I think will be good. Elizabeth Chico says it's a blazer skort, which I've never heard those two words put together. A blazer skort. But this is like now. If you don't mind me, we can't see in this photo. But would this be okay for her to wear like a black bralette as her only underneath thing?
Well, if it's a dress, yeah. I mean, these blazer mini dresses that they're making nowadays are meant to be worn as a dress without anything underneath. So they have a little surplice at the collar.
Don't use words above my. Oh, they have a surplice. Get out of town. What is that? What's a surplice?
No, overlap. Like one,
that's called a surplice.
It's like, it's like double breasted.
So it's like a surplus of outfit. Is that it is surplice derived from the French?
Just means wrap over. Baby.
Wrap over. Okay. So having a surplice plus a bralette underneath would be like a. Would that be a good combo?
Sure.
Because Victoria Fuller has been promoting her. She does a lot of like bra. Like she'll put lingerie on underneath a sports jacket, and I'm like, are we doing this? Like I'm cool with it.
That's 100% a trend, honey.
Putting lingerie under a sports jacket?
Just having a lacy little, like having a bralette that kind of peeks out. It's more meant to show off versus like traditionally bras were meant to be hidden. Like, right, the other Queen Victoria got so much flack for having her bra strap showing because those were regular bras that were meant to be hidden, not
Boy, Tasha,
it shouldn't be showing under your dress.
There's literally been people dumped on the altar. I've never seen Tasha so upset than to see a rogue bra strap showing right there. Absolutely.
You're on TV.
I mean, imagine. Now I know you're taken, so they say. But imagine you got The Rock. But imagine, like, what would you do to have like 2 weeks to prepare for this? Just endless squats and eating spinach all day. I mean, you know, you've got to.
Yeah, a lot of juicing. I'd be eating straight fruit for every meal, I think.
Not to mention coming off like during the pandemic where you're probably not eating great anyway.
I mean, I would be doing a lot of working out. I'd probably hire myself a personal trainer and a chef just to get me in tip-top shape right before the show.
Sabine says she thinks you need a smaller chest to pull off the look of the bra underneath.
Well, the blazer mini dress also, like normally the button is like just below your chest, right? The lower the button is, the less coverage you're gonna have, which means you'll have to wear like double stick tape to like keep it over your chest.
Tying your shoes.
Yeah, or like reaching or
like a crosswind.
Hugging.
You gotta be careful of crosswinds.
Yeah.
You don't want to blow out a nipple. But also, like, I used to think it was crazy when you'd hear about, like, someone had a nipple slip because we grew up in such a puritanical culture. But then when you realize, like, when you get to, like, oh, you're on a runway, your nipple, like, who cares? You know, like, who cares? It's not We're so everything in American fashion is centered around the nipple. Like, show off as much as you can, but you better hide that part where milk comes out to provide for your children. It's a very strange world we live in. But then you got like Becca Martinez, who posted an Instagram story of her with her tit out nursing her kid, you know, at line at the Cabo airport. So it's good that there's some.
I think women are pushing back nowadays. We're realizing that like this sort of like purity culture and modest, like, you know, putting all the pressure on women to be modest in order to protect men's eyes is just like not the thing. We're not doing it anymore. So breastfeeding in public, there's a big movement for that. There's a big movement,
but
like
you would
free
be
the
good
nipple.
at designing like imagine, you know, Katie, imagine the season goes so well, she gets proposed to, next thing you know gets knocked up, has a baby, a maternity style chic, like what'd you call it, a surplice? Like imagine a surplice. Listen to me, guys. I learned fast. Imagine a surplice that also has is it surplice? Imagine a surplice, that's the feminine version, that's also maternity, like breastfeeding, like a breastfeeding sports jacket. I feel like I would be valuable in a fashion like place because I feel like no one's thought of a breastfeeding sports jacket.
Well, jackets usually have buttons, so you would just unbutton it. So it really doesn't need any extra designing.
Well, call your boy up if you're over there at the DKNY because I think I'm onto something. Tasha's got here's our goal. We're going to blow the YouTube up this year so Tasha can quit her job as a fit model and then get back into designing. And I'm going to make Tasha design her own surplice maternity sports jacket.
Sounds great, honey.
For when the kids, there's going to be nothing worse than hearing you yap about breastfeeding. And we're going to have some teethy toddler. Sorry, honey. You know, what can I do
Don't be
about it?
rude.
What can I do about it?
Are you done with me?
I think I'm done with you. Is there anything else you want to say about her hair or anything else?
She looks great. I love the wave. It's a nice, like, beachy wave away from the face. She's showing off her earrings, showing off her ring. Looks great.
Well, because the earlier promo, the first one they did, she got so much flack for having the zipper in the front. But as they showed off,
what zipper in the front?
Her last promo. So, like, do you want me to pull it up or no?
Sure.
So let's go back to here, and then I'll just let me look it up real quick. But yeah, I mean, like, I guess what sort of outfits do you think will she be pulling off here? Katie Thurston promo. Let me just show you. And it was perfectly fine. I mean, it was perfectly fine. But you know, the good people of the internet, yeah, this is where like they had like zipper gate here. Because
ridiculous.
Because well, on one note, you do get, you know, this is going to be pretty low quality. But on one note, you do like. You do get to say no to the designer. In the end, you put the outfit on. But this on the right is the way
cute.
it was meant.
What's wrong with it?
And she wore in the front. No, everyone thought it was fine, but the people on Reddit were like, "Oh my gosh, it looks."
Show me the front photo of that dress. Who's
that's her on the left. That's all they have.
Who's to say it's not it's a zipper in the front and the back? Who's to say it's not like a reversible thing?
Deborah on Reddit, some random chick on Reddit.
It might be a zipper in the front and the back.
Sabine says Katie's a classic bachelorette. Yeah, I think Katie will be like a classic bachelorette, but I think she'll speak on camera the way most people would just speak behind doors after a few drinks, like talking about their vibrator or their sex life or whatever. I think she'll just be progressive in that nature, which is good. It's good that people can look to somebody who's not afraid to talk about getting theirs, if you will. I mean, there'd be nothing better than a bachelorette to come out of a fantasy suite and be like, nah, he didn't get me to the finish line. He didn't get me to the finish line. He didn't try. You know, that would be a nice. But she had that one, and then she had a couple others, but obviously she's moved towards, you know, the latest ones have been the ones where it's like, I think the original promo was like they threw it together for the Oscars because it was like an Oscar. Like I don't feel like they had as much time as they did with this one to really put together like their final high-res images that they're starting to release. But if you see, I mean, they had, you know, they had her in you know, this is going to be her night one dress, which I don't know if you want to, you know what, we'll wait till night one to comment on it.
Oh, it's pretty.
But it's great. I mean, they clearly had a coordinated effort. We'll discuss her night one dress when the day happens, but they clearly had coordinated, you know, the co-hosts were in black. She got a pop of color. Burnt sienna, whatever that native, it's kind of like a native color, like a New Mexico. You know, like what's that color? It's like
it could just be the lighting, honey. It might just be.
No,
like...
I think I mean like I think the deal was like a very
There's
much.
another picture where her leg was showing.
Here's a good one here.
That's like poppy red.
Okay, poppy red. Either way, I mean, it was like, it was a good look. It's good, like formal gown, not like she's going out to the clubs. Like, she's gonna do the dang thing.
Cute.
Yeah. All right, cool. Well,
I'm dismissed.
You're dismissed. That's
Okay,
Tasha
thank
Courtney.
you.
Go follow her at Tasha Courtney on Instagram. Oh, Tasha's got, and then moving forward, we got to bring in the Poshmark here. Tasha's got, what would you say? Would you say that it's about 100 items? So if you want to go find Tasha's Poshmark, if you want to wear clothes that I forced her to get rid of, that are now on a clothing rack that we haven't gotten rid of, you know where to find those. All right, folks. So that was that. Trying to find my earpiece here. Good. We're going to be doing, me, like to get my fashion news. I now know what a surplice is. I need a surplice in my jeans because I keep eating food. All right, folks. Burnt orange, Sarah says. Burnt orange, indeed. All right, so let's get to let's play some voicemails. So if you have a voicemail, if you want to call in, please do. 401. You'd think I'd memorize the number by now. 401-213-9828. Feel free to call in right now. And let's go to our first voicemail, which is going to be Oz, the moderator. Our boy Oz calling in. Let's hear what he has to say. All right, Oz, you are up. Oh, I thought we were plugged in, ready to go. I think we are now. Here we go. All right.
Hi, this is the Sheriff here. I just wanted to talk about Dean talking on Jason's podcast or YouTube channel about the influencer deals in Insider Baseball. He only said he was going to get $600 a day to be Bachelor. That seems to me a bit low, but it's just amazing how much they make in influencer deals. But like you said, Dave, if they're non-union, that's how it goes. They can pay them whatever they want, but the deals come after they become Bachelor. But it's just crazy how much the influencer world, how much they can make, and how much you can make once you're Bachelor, and pretty much after you're Bachelor. So like I didn't really know how much these Bachelor stars make on Instagram and make to become the Bachelor. I thought it was like 100K or maybe more. I think Nick might have made more than that. I don't know how much Rachel made, but yeah, it's definitely interesting to find out all this insider baseball about the influencers and how much the Bachelor and Bachelorette stars make. And so catch you guys on the other side and keep it safe in the chat and yeah. So we'll have a good time in the chat, everyone. Okay, bye. Okay, see you.
Oh, that's the wrong one there. Oz, everybody, hit the wrong button. There it is. Yeah, no, it's crazy. So if you haven't seen it, go check it out later. It's very fascinating here. Go check out this video. Let me just move this over here. I broke down Jason Tartick's podcast. He had Dean Unglert on. Dean's changing his last name to Bell, I believe, Dean Bell, because his dad has changed his last name and he doesn't want to keep it. He's going to go with his mom's name. But anyway, here it is. Bachelor in Paradise paid him $600 a day. He tried negotiating for $800 a day. Now, of course, they are on a beach. They are hanging out. But, it's a gig. It's a gig. And Bachelor is going to make a lot of money on the show. It's going to be their big thing. And you're taking the risk that you might say or do something you regret and make yourself look horrible. Now, I know people say, oh, yeah, whatever. No, if you're a good person, you're a good person. Don't forget, Blake Horstman had to pee. And they took the video of him running to the bathroom and made it look like he was running into a fight or away from a fight. So they Frankenstein edit them. What do they call it? Franken edits, they call it. So by all means, you're getting paid for them to pretty much demolish your character. And that's exactly what they do. But Dean, a very interesting podcast. Dean talked about how he was offered The Bachelor for $75,000. Jason Tartick was offered it for $100,000. When Jason was offered it, so was Colton Underwood and Blake, and they were each offered $100,000. I was under the impression that Hannah Brown made a little bit more than that, but it's all a negotiation. It's really what they can, they're going to offer you a good chunk, but clearly they need to make sure you're going to be happy and be there. What's that? What are the girls getting offered? I think they're getting offered something comparable. I thought they never talked about it, but I thought Hannah Brown was getting $400,000. But when they want somebody, they got the money. That's the thing. When they want someone, they got the money. So Jason Tartick, with his podcast Trading Secrets, thinks it's a good idea to share who's getting offered what, because companies, they don't want you to know what other people are getting paid, because some people negotiate better than others, and when it comes down to it, they're going to pay as little as they have to pay to keep you happy. So speaking of paying people what they need, everyone do me a favor. Oh geez, which one is it? That's not it. Hold on a second, folks. There it is. There's Oz's PayPal. He just called in. He's a moderator. If you're new here, Oz is in charge of the chat room. Make sure no one does anything crazy in there. So keep it kind in the chat. We got a nice little smaller size chat here a few weeks before the season starts. Pretty big day, though. We've had a pretty big day when it comes to some loose ends in the Bachelor world. So I will be discussing some of those loose ends in the next couple segments in this video. We're going to talk about Peter and Kelly. There's some more information coming out. Peter's going to be responding to Kelly's accusations that he was that hinted towards him crossing the line. News organizations had said, well, I say news organizations, but people had said, well, it looks like maybe Peter was caught cheating. And I don't like to jump to those conclusions because we don't know how their relationship was defined. We don't know if they'd already broken up or what the case may be. Either way, she wasn't happy, and he's going to share his side of the story. And I love a good he said, she said. Let me tell you that. Love a good he said, she said. So we'll discuss that, and then I'm going to discuss Rachael Kirkconnell and Matt James. A little update on their end. We'll talk about that. Sabine says, I wonder what they gave JoJo. Yeah, who knows what they gave JoJo? I mean, JoJo really didn't need the money. She comes from a very wealthy family, so who knows? All right, we got a call from one of our favorite people. You're all my babies over here, but we have a call from one of our favorite people in the Bachelor, in our recap world. So let's get to that right now. This is Bert.
Hi, Dave. It's Bert again, and I'm so sorry. I feel like I call you too much, but I
call
figured,
every time.
we all are here just waiting for stuff to happen in the Bachelor world. But no, I wanted to really say thank you so much for playing my voicemail the other day. I'm not kidding you when I tell you that I spent like hours just crying after that.
Oh.
with just pure gratitude. I've never received anything like that. In the comments, what everybody said, it just, it was so amazing. I've been struggling with my alcoholism for so many years, and I've lost so much, so many people, my family, friends, all my possessions. And when I have a supportive community like the one that you've created, I just am on my knees with just gratitude and humility. And it's really given me even more motivation to succeed. And to answer your question, I follow Zach Clark. I think he's just amazing, amazing, inspirational. Look at his last Instagram post about a picture of him before and now after. And that's me. That is so me. And I hope to one day give back the way that he is, because you have to pay it forward. And I know what it feels like to be at the very bottom. So thank you so much. Scatter out.
Bert, everybody. Give it up for Bert. Let her hear it. Absolutely, Bert. Love to hear from you. Listen, Bert, you are in a judgment-free zone, okay? I come from a family that has a long line of alcohol addiction. Grandfather. My mom never drank. A lot of times kids of alcoholics, they'll channel their addiction in other ways, like we all do. We're all fighting some fight. And you are no less of a person because of a battle you're fighting. Some people don't have, some people skate through life and they struggle with an identity because they haven't had to overcome some beast and slay some dragon. you have, my friend. And you're still in the fight. And you're still in the fight in the sense that, you know, obviously we take these fights with us to the death. That's the part of like fighting the ego, fighting the addiction, fighting whatever it is within you that says, come over here. You know, whatever that instant gratification is and that chemical dependency and all the different things, we fight it. And part of what we love about the Bachelor Nation is watching sort of people fight their fights and not necessarily picking sides, but I think in the end, most people do root for success. You know, we get on that bandwagon of the mob rules and, oh yeah, he's the worst. But then we go, hold on a second. You got people like that are fighting their codependency, like people pleasers, like Blake Horstman. Clearly, like he just wants to be loved, and yet he goes on the show and he's hated. And then you've got people like that have their other addictions that they have to overcome. And of course, Zach Clark. Now, we spoke about Zach Clark in the video I made this morning. Now, it was titled, you know, I do this on purpose, but the title of the video was about Tasha. But I wanted to sneak in the Zach Clark story. I just knew if I said Zach Clark gives a commencement speech, it wouldn't get any traction because that's not the sexy thing to post about. So we snuck that Zach Clark story right in there, and it is a great one. So in the first video this morning, we had Tasha recognizing her own beauty on the streets of New York City. You know, divorcee, been through hell and back, has had her own journey, becomes, you know, her Cinderella story. And then there she is, co-host, and she sees that her Cosmos spread is on the streets. We have that. Then we have Katie Thurston sharing what it means to find her happiness on the day-to-day and the struggle she's going through. And then we end it with our boy, Zach Clark, who talks about the community that we've all lost because of the pandemic. Couldn't help but watch it and think of our community, where we might have lost a community. I know some of people here have yoga studios and other communities and church groups and places that literally just couldn't meet. Couldn't cross the border. And we've gathered here today to share positivity, to share joy, to share laughter. And we have Zach Clark here. Now, I haven't seen this, so thank you so much for sharing this, Bert. And please never feel like you're calling too much, Bert, okay? You trust me, you know, you're calling just the right amount. Don't ever call any time of the day. It goes right to voicemail. You won't wake me up. Zach Clark says, funny how things change when you bet on yourself. The road from nightly level 10 blackouts and nearly failing out of college to being honored as the commencement speaker at the same college was a wild one. I made a shit ton of mistakes and learned from every one of them. I wouldn't change anything, including giving my boy Raj the opportunity to use my face as a canvas. I will be forever grateful to my alma mater, York College, for recognizing that change is possible and allowing to me to send the class of 2021 off into world with a little bit of that keep going energy this past weekend. Cheers to all the other graduates across the country. You all got ripped off because of COVID, but you will be better off for it because of it. P.S. The fact that I thought, new mouse here. The fact that I thought the silver McNabb jersey I am wearing was cool should be evidence of how confused I was. It is horrible. Go Birds. So there he is, and let's swipe through. Of course, there he is. Now, Zach Clark had a brain tumor. He talks about it in his commencement speech. He had a brain tumor. He overcame, but he got into pills and meds, and he hit his rock bottom where he tried to forge a check from his dad, and the banker called him out on it, and he stayed in touch with her. He's used his story of adversity as growth. He's learned from it. He's battled the demons. And look, it's not to say he won't battle them again, just like the rest of us. We can never be too certain that we've figured it all out. I like to wake up every day and just pursue that life hard. Pursue it hard. In a way that brings you joy. Don't run yourself down. But understanding that we all have a challenge. I'm not going to pretend like mine are the challenge that, you know, someone who's battling alcoholism might be. But we all have a challenge. Don't ever, Bert, feel like you're alone in this. We support you and we really root you on. And share with us as much or as little as you want. But boy, Bert, you and I are so proud of that comment section for how they treated you. Because I'm just here doing my thing. I can't be in there. These people are acting on their own. They're acting on their own with their positive energy. And we got a good collection. I don't want to say of misfits because misfits, it doesn't sound good. But we got some real eclectic folk. I mean, we're all over the place here. So thank you to everyone for all of your positive support in what I do and in the community we have. All right, let's see if there's any other voicemails. We might be a little light on voicemails today. I don't have any, so if anyone wants to call in, now's your chance. You will get played. You know, it's funny, during the season, we just have so many voicemails and crazy things, but right now it's just a little dry. I wanted to give a shout out to Jessica McNabo. Now, please tell me if I'm pronouncing this wrong. Jessica's from Tampa, Florida, and she is the 59th member of the Patreon, so thank you so much, Jessica. You'll be getting a postcard from me this week, and all the other people that are new. These are all the people that just donated this month. Soul, Carla. By the way, Soul is so funny because she lives in Alston. I hope I'm not going to give away your address here, but I know what it is. And I used to live in Brighton, which is right next to Alston. It's a mile away. And I told her about my favorite bar, and it actually is a bar she says she still goes to. And they had dollar drafts. And let me tell you something. You would bike home from this bar and just fall into a bush. It was a rowdy place. Very sticky floors. You know, you could tell how lame a bar is by how sticky the floors are. And that's what you want when you're 22. All right, Carla, thank you. Megan from Michigan. Absolutely. April from Ohio. Aaron from, what's that? What's NS? What is that in Canada? What's NS? What province is that? Onslow? Anyway, thank you, Aaron. Michaela in Schenectady, Judy in Temple, Texas, Susan in Richmond, Virginia. Hey, Bethany Bird, of course. Thank you for the support in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Ann in Deerfield, Illinois. Teresa in Santa Ana. Karen in Fircrest, Washington. And Ash and Kirsten in Toronto. Much appreciated. Sarai and Napa. You guys are the fact that I know so many of these names it makes me like very grateful. Parkville, Robin in Parkville, Maryland. I think that's Maryland. Joanna in Donna, Texas, just joined a couple days ago. Thank you guys all so much. And of course, all the other Patreon members, Oz, and so many other people that have been loyal and with us. I appreciate you so much. As you know, on the Patreon, I posted which Bachelor alumni watched my videos this week and DM'd me. And it... I'm not going to say who it is here because that would just give it away. But it was interesting because there was a guy, I spoiled it's a guy, but it was someone that I was, I've been kind of, a little bit critical of. And it was nice for him to send a message, and he said, you're funny when you're ripping me and roasting me, and I'm still having a good laugh. So it was very nice to get that from someone. Maybe that was that was Nova Scotia? Oh, of course, Nova Scotia, of course. Nova Scotia. I did not pronounce which part didn't I pronounce correctly? Let me know. Let me know what I'm not pronouncing correctly. Oh, yeah, I'd love to have Zach on here. One day I'll get Zach on. Bethany says, without your support and no judgment zone and allowing us to all come as we are and everyone having a common interest, we wouldn't all be here and keep coming back. Well, thank you so much. And that means a lot because I'll be honest with you. It's a little scary, like the off season. This is the first off season since I kind of started going full time. I used to make, for those that have followed, like Oz, been around from, 500, 600, 700 followers, subscribers. It used to be between seasons, you just wouldn't hear from me. And then all of a sudden be like, hello. And I'd come back 3 months later. But, because of all of your support, it's become something that I can share. I can share that it's my income. It's my full-time thing right now. I hope it to be that way moving forward. That's why I'm up at 6 a.m. every day making content. Hopefully I'm not annoying you guys too much, but I'm just trying to pull in as many new people as possible so that when this thing moves forward, when the world goes back to their gigs and their other jobs and their summer activities, that enough of you guys will stick around. So I do appreciate you so much. Sarai left a voicemail. Very nice. Let's get to Sarai's voicemail. Because as I've said before, you will not catch me taking any of this for granted. Not for 1 second. Alrighty, let's go to Sarai.
Hey, this is Sarai. I just wanted to say how amazing Bert is. My brother went through drug addiction and was homeless for a couple of months. And I never talked about it with him. I never asked anything about it. But it's a lifelong struggle. Now he's an amazing family man. It's pretty awesome to see him go from nothing to zero, from zero to nothing to now everything. And also, I wanted to comment on what happened with Tasha on TikTok. I definitely am not in my 20s anymore. I went hiking 4 days in a row, and I had done a run later on in the day for 3 days, and now my hip is not my best friend. I'm great if I'm walking, but if I sit down for a while and then I get up, it's like, what the F did he just do to me? Thank God for the hot tub here at my cat sitting job. I would be so lost without it. I need it. Anyway, just wanted to say that. And update about Mark, another update, yippee. He may be coming up this week. I'll keep you updated. All right. See you in the chat. Bye.
Yes, please let us know how it goes with Mark. I'm on the edge of my seat right now. And Sarah Winks, I did not send you a postcard. Send me, if you don't mind, can you send me a message? I wrote it down here, but just send me a message. Absolutely. Anyone who joins Patreon gets a postcard. I'm not the best. I'm not the best at keeping track of everything, and I try my best, but it very well could have been. I did send out April postcards already, but actually Gabby in Germany, this is what chaps my bum. Gabby in Germany said she didn't get her postcard either. So let me write down Gabby's name. Of course, send me a message if you didn't get your postcard. It's nothing fancy, guys. I mean, it's just it's a nice. These are the postcards. It's a photo that we took from the pandemic. If you follow Tasha's Instagram, from Tasha's YouTube, you'll see the vlog's actually up on her channel. I should put it on my channel too. We want to, there's so much we're trying to get off the ground, but it's kind of tough because, there's only so many hours in the day. So I think for Tasha's sake, Astrophotography, I think for Tasha's sake, it'll be easier to boost her channel when mine is at a threshold that's a lot of people will shift over. You know what I mean? So because my vlog channel is not that way yet, where we're not quite monetized. I think in the next day or two. But so for Tasha and I, this is the thumbnail right here of in her channel. I mean, she doesn't have any subscribers, but she also doesn't post. Ever. This was her last video 9 months ago. But the goal is to get her out of her fit jobs, but she does that full time. And if we can get to a place where my channel's doing enough to, because her income, fit modeling, it's a grind of a job, especially with Lyme disease, because she has to be standing up all day. And, just standing there can be very painful when you've got her disease is kind of you're not very tough on the joints and everything. But, this video was we had a blast making this because it was when the Comet Neowise came by. And I know a lot of you guys have probably already seen this, but when Neowise came by, we went out there and did our astrophotography, which just basically means you take the lens. See, this is why it didn't do well. We shouldn't have done this. We kind of explained how, in certain parts of the country, it's darker than others. So here, there's actually a map you can go to, and it'll show how dark the sky is. So this is the Bortle scale. Any city, it's so much light pollution, you can't even really see any of the stars. But when we drove an hour and a half out of the city, and we're if you live out here, and I'm sure in Canada too, but if you live out in Colorado and a bunch of random places, you can see the solar system, the Milky Way, and it's just amazing. But for us, we had to kind of get out there to this little place called Red Rock Canyon State Park. There's the drone. It's beautiful, right? And Red Rock Canyon State Park. Yeah, that's what I said. So the deal is with the astrophotography, you just need to set the camera so that you're taking a 30-second long photo, and that's for 30 seconds, letting as much light in as possible. And what that does is it'll show shooting stars and a bunch of other just phenomenal astrophotography. So we need to go back there and do it again, but we did that specifically. So there it is. This was our time-lapse shot. Isn't that beautiful? And of course, when we got into post-production, we were able to really check it out. Yeah, there's the photo there. That's Jupiter, and that's obviously a Joshua tree. Oh, Sabine with the donation. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. But the point is that there's a Milky Way galaxy right there. Just fun stuff to do. So that's what these photos are. It's just a postcard, which is a little slice of our life and a fun moment we had during the pandemic. Although, look how dark it was. Real terrifying to get home. So, we'll be getting Tasha. Obviously, what I do is so labor intensive with post-production and things like that I can't, it's not worth our time for me to be building out my channel, my vlog, and Tasha's. But once my channel's monetized, the vlog's monetized, and we get some more traction there, we're going to work on Tasha's channel. She's really good at using Photoshop and and her design's really good. So I know she'll be able to pick up editing and really do good about, her day of life stuff. So that's it. And then when we have kids and things like that, naturally we probably don't plan on showing the kids much in our videos. Who knows what's going to happen, but we'll obviously be mindful. But the idea that, the world we live in, you really have to sort of have that equity. As Jason Tartick said in his video that I covered, his podcast, you have to like have ownership over your own content in order to really make that money. And, excuse me, what Jason had mentioned was that, Sabine, by the way, said, so thrilled to see all these projects take shape. Yeah, me too, Sabine. Me too. Absolutely. But, what Jason Tartick was saying is like, one podcast offered him $100,000 a year, but only 2% ad sales. Now, come on, that's $100,000 is crazy. I've had my podcast for 7 years. It's made like $1,000 total. I make like 4 cents a day on it. You know what I mean? On the podcast, but that's just because it didn't have any beast behind it to take it off or name recognition or any of those things. But it's interesting to see, like, are you willing to take the for sure buyout or own part of the deal? And when you own part of the deal, like someone like Joe Rogan, and you take off, he's worth $100 million. So companies, they're willing to throw you those breadcrumbs to keep you happy, but the real power is in owning your product, owning your voice, and that's what we're trying to do. And of course, why I'm trying to get newsletter, emails, because when, God forbid, YouTube goes in a direction I don't want to go or whatever, I want to be able to share with my audience whatever it is we create, a book, whatever the future medium is. Right now, I like YouTube. I plan on being there for a long time, but these are just early thoughts I've been having as I'm only as still a tiny YouTube creator. But wouldn't it be nice to go from 30,000, maybe even by the end of Katie's season, if it would be cool to get that up to 50,000. Of course, the big goal would be to end 2021 at 100,000. But, who knows? During the height of Matt James season, I was getting 500-600 new subscribers a day, and now it's down to like 15 to 50 a day. So it's a real wave you got to ride. But I think it's important to ride the wave when things aren't exactly during the busy season, to just stay positive and keep producing content. I want to make sure if somebody forgot about me for a few weeks and they go, oh, I wonder what Dave's doing, I want to make sure when they do come back to Daddy that there's a good video waiting for them. So that's what I'm looking for. G. Easty said it would be interesting to see a day in the life vlog from Tasha's perspective, with her being in such an interesting job. Yeah, I'd love that too. Tasha goes from job to job, like at different different fashion. It would be cool. It would actually be cool to like follow her, but she's like a freelancer, so she doesn't work. They hire her, but I don't think she can just bring a camera into where she goes. But she literally is trying on the next season's fashion and works for Revolve and, like I said, Jessica Simpson and some other boutiques, different companies, and but it's a tough job, and there's no security, but she's been really good with it. But she's got to keep her sizes, which is really tough. She got to, I'd be fired if I had a job where my belly couldn't change sizes. So it's kind of a stressful job. When you go to auditions, you have to make sure that that could be very stressful. It might sound like not a big deal, but it can be very stressful on a Sunday when you want to have Sunday dinner, but you might get measured the next day. I mean, it's a tough industry for dealing with, always having to have that look beyond. And, I think she's, I think she'll be excited when that chapter in her life is over. And I think she's also worth more than what she gets out of it. It'll just come down to overcoming that resistance to learn how to tell your story. But I've been put into the fire with a lot of this content, and I couldn't afford not to do it. So I've taken the leap, in situations where I had nothing better to do. I wasn't like I was quitting some lucrative job. I've just kind of tinkered around and all that. Oh, but I got to tell you, I had such a fun time on stage. Maybe I'll put this on the Patreon. I had such a fun time Saturday night on the stand-up show. The comic before me, the host, gave me the worst introduction possible. she was like, what do you want me to say about you? And usually it's like, all right, say I perform all over, say whatever. It's just a quick way for the audience to go, oh, this next comic will be good. I said, say I perform all over. Cause like, she was like, should I say your podcast? I was like, no, just, you're going to butcher it. Just say I perform all over. So she goes on stage and she goes, the next comic told me to tell you that he performs all over. And I was like, oh my gosh. So then I got on stage and just like ripped her apart. And it was fun and it got a ton of laughs and it was a pretty high energy set. And I've been working on a new joke about how men don't get enough compliments, and that's why some men catcall, because it's like a long distance compliment, and there's some legs to it. You know, men, like we don't know what it's like to get complimented, so we don't know what it's like to get over complimented. And women, you might get so many compliments it's like annoying, but like when we get one, we're like, please, never forget that compliment I just got. But you guys, of course, are so good at complimenting me. But it's the premise stands. Oh, Susan left a voicemail, so let's get to that. Susan's voicemail here. Let's go to here. All right, let's play Susan.
Hi, Dave. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
This is Susan in Washington. I'm calling. I feel a little bit like Bert. I thought, oh my gosh, do I call too much?
No, come on.
But I do want to say that when I first called in, I was really nervous about sharing about my story and my past. But the way everybody responded was so positive, and of course we owe that to Dave. He sets the stage for us, and I love seeing how everyone treats each other. We are so fortunate to have this community, and in connection with the Bachelor, Bachelorette, I think Katie Thurston is one of us, and I'm really excited about what's going ahead, and I think we can learn from each other and learn from Katie as well. And again, thanks to Dave. You're very special.
Oh,
Bye.
Susan, you're so kind. I mean, listen, I was cracking up when this I'll say this. One of the biggest, and I'm not saying this to flex or brag, it's funny and interesting to me because I've been making Bachelor content for a long time. One of the biggest Bachelor alumni ever sent me a DM, and it said, call me. And I was like, what the hell? DM with the number. Didn't follow them. They didn't follow me on Instagram. So I was like, oh my gosh, what are they mad at something I said? It's typical things. I'm getting anxiety. I call them up. I won't say what the conversation was about, but it was good. And then another Bachelor person reaches out. And then a couple days ago, the one I posted on Patreon, someone comments, a different Bachelor lead. So now we got 3 or 4 different Bachelor leads, Bachelor, Bachelorette, that are telling me they're watching my stuff. So clearly whenever they open their YouTube, you're like, hello, and then I get a text message during our live stream from another Bachelor lead. So the idea isn't that I'm saying that in some sort of a way to brag or boast, is that because of your commitment to commenting and liking and viewer retention and all that, because of that, you're actually getting a connection to the people that we're even talking about. I mean, it's a very strange and interesting small little universe we have here. But it just goes to show that when we show each other sort of love and empathy and all that, it gets reflected on the higher ups because they're looking at people going, oh, that person's, like they can open up their Reddit and they can see 50 or 100 different people that don't like Katie's outfit, which by the way, there weren't that many. Most people loved it, but you can see that negativity, but it's like, come on, we don't have time for that. And again, we all get caught into it. You could pick apart different videos of mine where I play into the negativity or the clickbait or the this, that. We all kind of get a part of it. But it's the pursuit of the good that keeps us trying, right? Sarah Winks, thank you so much for your generous donation. That's very kind. Seriously, very, very kind. Love this community. Keep up all the amazing work you and Tasha are doing. I'm ready to watch things explode during Katie's season. Also, yes, please add more stand-up to Patreon or vlog. Well, Sarah, you just got stand-up on the vlog. You know what I want to do? This is going to be not very much like Bachelor related, but I think what I'm going to do is take the videos I have of this new set that I'm working out, and I think I'm gonna record myself watching them and then telling you what the premise and the punchline are. There's three bits to a joke, right? There's the premise, then there's the setup and the punchline, and the premise is like LA traffic sucks. That would be the premise. So then your setup would be something that would then create the joke, which is the punchline. So it's like, oh, so when I'm making I'm trying to make a joke about how the premise is men don't get enough compliments. Now, look, I understand men, it's a very unique thing to be like, come on, man, we don't take care of it. Like men, we want as many compliments as women give each other on their Instagram pages when they post a photo. Like, you look fierce, Stacy. Oh my gosh, you sexy bitch. Blah blah blah. Like, we don't do that to each other. You know what I mean? So we're just living in this like, But I'm thinking for some Patreon videos, I'll show some stand-up clips, and then I'll show you the process as I kind of evolve on the joke. Maybe it's boring. I don't know. It's kind of one of those, like, the more specific you can get about certain topics, sometimes it can become more interesting. Like, when you I used to do this where I would really break down some stand-up, and I'd, like, break it down to, like, this is why it's funny, because the assumption is this, and then the delivery switches the assumption. And when you go from the assumption to the punchline, like the hack joke, I just flew in from Detroit. So the assumption is you took an airplane. Now the punchline is, boy, are my arms tired. You know what I mean? Like this, stupid, that's such the hack joke. I just flew in, my arms tired. So then the punchline is that you actually flew with your arms, which is so stupid. When you explain it, you kill the joke. But of course, sometimes it's fun to explain it. So I will make sure, Sarah, that I break down some of these jokes that I'm working on. But I had a good set Saturday. It was a fun time because, I'm like a boxer getting back into it. Sarai talks about how you just went hiking and you're getting loose. Tasha, tore her quad muscle prepping for a TikTok. Boy, that'll be the day when Katie Thurston comes over and does a TikTok with Tasha. How about that? Weird world we live in. But the idea is that I don't know what I'm saying. But I will make sure the Patreon includes some more of that stuff, because here's the thing is, like, it's not good to share jokes until they're finished with like the public, because, like, especially if someone takes something out of context or it's not like brushed up, it'd be like you wouldn't share your theater production until it's opening night. You got to practice it. You got to try new things. But so often with comedy, you're working on a joke and someone takes a clip of it and it doesn't perform well, and then you hold them to the fire and you go, well, I'm making it funny. It's not there yet. I'm working on it. It's not piano. You don't get to practice at home. You got to go do it in front of the lions. So anyway, yeah, I'll get you. I'll get that going on there. But I've got some old clips on my channel too, where I analyze old jokes, and it's fun to do. They just don't track well on the YouTube. So maybe I'll post those more on the vlog channel. But they just don't track well on YouTube. But I don't know if you guys saw this. I'll pull it up in a second here. The vlog channel is really close to monetizing. I don't know if it'll monetize tomorrow or the next day, but I think it'll monetize by Thursday. I'm gonna post a couple old vlogs. I've been posting throwback vlogs, so I will post a few more of those to get it over the finish line. But it used to be you only needed 1,000 subscribers to monetize. That was very simple. 1,000 subscribers, and boom, you can make money on it. And again, you're not going to make much. It's going to be like, it's going to be like, a couple Chinese food deliveries. It's going to be like $50 a month, or maybe less. A year ago I was making like $16 a month. We're not there anymore. But I'll show. I'm just gonna go to this account here. It's gonna take a second, but I'll show you. So the vlog channel now has. Hold on, I'm trying to click on it here. The vlog channel now has 1,650 subscribers. So that's enough. Hold on a second. What's all this? All these stupid things popping up. Why is RuPaul popping up? What's going on here? Does this happen to you guys? So let's go to the YouTube studio here. So I'm going to show you exactly where it's at. Erica Paoli says, where do you perform, Dave? Wherever I can get up. I'm in Los Angeles now. If anyone's in LA, I had the opportunity to do a set tonight. I'm going to go do one at 8 o'clock at a workout room. And then after that, I'm going to go to my buddy's show. But if you live in Los Angeles or Southern California, definitely get on the newsletter, but definitely stay in touch with my Instagram, because sometimes I have last minute shows that come up, and I'd love to let you know when I'm performing locally. Of course, I'm going to be getting out to some other things. But so if you click on the monetization here, so this is it. This is how close we are. 1,650 subscribers. So I got the green check mark. You see that? And then I need 4,000 watch hours. So we're at 3,784 watch hours. So if you aren't caught up on my own, and again, if you've already watched the vlogs, don't rewatch them. But if you haven't watched any of the vlogs yet, go check them out, because I'm very close to getting that, and it'll be a fun little time when that happens. I think it'll happen by Wednesday. I think it'll happen in the next 2 days, but we'll have to see how that goes. Let's do a couple more. How did Kelly Flanagan get a blue check on YouTube? That's a good question. When you have a I'll tell you this. When I hit 100,000 subscribers, I automatically get that check. So I'm not waiting for someone to give it to me. We're just going to go for 100. That's just what we're going to do. But yeah, when you have someone like Lori K PR, and they just know who to call to get you verified when you've got name recognition. That's just how it works. I wanted to show with you guys. I know we're getting out of here soon. I'm having a real hard time with my new mouse. Stupid thing. I got a lot of tabs here. Let's do this. I'm going to turn this off here. Hold on one second, folks. Let's go here. And, Tuesday mornings, I usually release a morning after video. So I'm going to do a little morning after video tomorrow. But let me ask you guys this. So for this will be for tomorrow's featured video here. So, if you see this in the morning, don't bother rewatching it. You're here live. You're here now. So Rachael Kirkconnell and Matt James apparently might be moving in together soon. I want to know, for those watching on the live stream, leave a voicemail, 401-213-9828. Is it too early for them to move in, or is it something where they're already traveling a lot together? They might as well make it happen. Let me know what you guys think. Is it too early for Matt James and Rachael Kirkconnell to move in, or is it just the right time? And let's check out this article, by Pulitzer Prize winning author Mike Volpo here. No offense, Mike. You're killing it here with E! News. Matt James and Rachael Kirkconnell consider moving in together as romance takes serious turn. Well, put it in quotes there. Matt James and Rachael Kirkconnell are getting serious as they continue to spend more time together in New York City. Get the latest on Bachelor Nation's buzzworthy romance. So let's jump right into what they've got going on here. Stupid mouse. Don't underestimate the Bachelor Nation love story. Just weeks after Matt James confirmed he's giving his relationship with Rachael Kirkconnell another chance, the pair appears to be stronger than ever as they kick off a romantic summer. Matt and Rachael are in a really good place right now and are getting serious. They are inseparable and talk all day, every day, a source close to Matt exclusively told E! News. They have been making many plans to see each other, so not a huge chunk of time passes before their next visit. Just last week, the pair was spotted enjoying the sandy beaches of Miami. They also enjoyed quality time in Orange County, California, while working on their relationship. In the future, those close to the couple wouldn't be surprised if both Matt and Rachael made the East Coast their primary home. As our source explained, they have discussed Rachael moving to New York City to be closer to Matt, and she has always loved the city, so it would work out well. Yeah, New York City's amazing. Now, the question is, are you going to kick out Tyler Cameron here, or is she going to move in with the roommates? Hey, they're young. Maybe you can do the roommate thing. I don't know. Leave a comment or leave a voicemail if you're watching live, and let me know what you think of this situation. I'll play your voicemails right now if there are any that come in. I'm waiting on that first one. They are both taking it slow, but have talked about moving in together. It's an option they are considering, but waiting to see how the next couple of months plays out. And I think we had a video. Yeah, here they are, of course, in Miami. Look, good for them. What a wild turn this whole story has taken. We were there not even realizing, if anyone thought they were, I guess dead on arrival is the term they use in the military, right? I did not think we had a chance for this revival to happen. But, like I've said before, what a nice scenario for them to work on, this sort of like national love story that was under the microscope, for them to come out of it. I've made a lot of videos recently about Matt James and the side that Bachelor, the show, never showed. He looks like a really happy guy. He's got ABC food tours. He's doing his thing. He's having a good time. Crafty Beach says they've had a wild ride. Absolutely. They absolutely have had a wild ride. So let's see. I think we got a voicemail here. Let's see if anyone's calling in about Matt.
The sheriff here. It's not. I don't think it's too late for Matt and Rachael to move in. They've had a lot of bumps along the road, and it's the easiest way to work everything out once you move in together. And I wish them the best. I'm not sure if they're gonna work out long term, but I sure hope so. But yeah, I wish them the best going forward. And yeah, I think they'll be in New York. They'll move into New York together, right? Maybe the people the people in the people in the chat can let me know. But I think it's in New York. So thanks everyone, and we'll see you later. Okay, bye.
Thanks, buddy. Yeah, no, good point there. That why wait? I mean, look, it's so funny, right? They got engaged, and we're like, should they move in together? But they're not back. Or no, I'm sorry, they did not get engaged. He got her to the altar and they just stayed together. They looked pretty happy to not be engaged in the time. And of course, they after the final roast was telling to a lot of people, who knows what sort of deal they had. Hey, lay low for a few weeks. Just go work on yourself for a few weeks. I'm going to work on me. If in a couple of weeks we still love each other, we still love each other. And of course, he had to kind of sift through that noise and see if they were going to work out. We had a couple great comments here. Let's see. I might have lost one here. Someone had said that, like, hey, why not move in together and see if it's meant to be? I mean, better find out now, Yolande says, I think there's going to be a breakup announcement soon from a loved couple in Bachelor Nation. Well, there's rumors. There's always rumors. I haven't seen any substantiated rumors, but JoJo and there's been rumors that they're going to break up, but they've always had rumors. These rumors always exist. People asked if Zach Clark was still with Tasha. I mean, there's just no evidence to say, as far as I'm concerned, until you see any sort of evidence to tie the clues together, you just wish people the best. G. Easty says, if you have the money and it's not going to create a super stressful situation to break up and try to break a lease. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point when it comes to, you want to make sure, like, Rachel doesn't want to be, like anybody, shouldn't be in a position where she's financially sort of like reliant on the other person. And I don't think she is. I mean, she's got a giant following, as we saw from Jason Tartick's podcast. If you haven't watched that video, check it out after. As we've seen from that, I mean, they're making big money. They're making $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, to do a promo for something, appearance fees, $8,000 to show up somewhere, to shake a few hands. Well, once the pandemic's over. Rachael Kirkconnell's got a big following. She's got a big following. Matt James does as well. Financially, they're all set for right now. So they can live it up, and they might be, I don't think their relationship is dependent. I don't think they're together because people were saying, oh, he lost followers, so he's back with her. It's like, let me tell you something. If you've ever been with someone and you didn't want to be with them anymore, there isn't going to be a couple followers that's going to make you want to stay with somebody. So I just think that's a very low IQ, low energy way to think about the scenario. I think they've got love, or at least they've got a strong connection. Sadly, it's seared by sort of this like PTSD they've both faced. I'm not saying they have PTSD. I don't know what they have, but we know that they were part of a like final destination level occurrence. They were both at the crash scene. They both know what went down. Rachel has gone to hell and back. He has as well. They've both experienced some banana land stuff. They went from obscurity. We watched a bunch of Matt James' old TikToks, just went from obscurity, lovable kind of guy that was friends with Tyler Cameron and Hannah Brown to all of a sudden, people over every single move he makes, who he's going to spend, his time with, his love with, this and that. Is he going to stand by this or do that? I mean, no one can imagine what they went through. And yet there they are, on the beaches in Miami, and, good for them. Oh, I'll be the first one to report it if she moves in. I'll be like, we've got Rachael Kirkconnell in a U-Haul. She's going up Route 95. I'm going to just hack into the webcams at the local bridges. There she goes. She drives by. She just went through Virginia Beach. She's coming to the George Washington Bridge. She made a right turn down Route 9. She's heading down White Plains. Can you believe it? Don't stalk people, guys. I'm only kidding here. I wouldn't actually do that. But if anyone has any reports of them getting a moving company, please let me know. Please, yeah, moving to New York was one of the greatest moments of my life. I love New York City. It's where Tasha and I met, and I could see a world where we move back there someday. We're not there right now. We're enjoying Los Angeles, but boy, did we love New York City. And, for people saying, oh, they're moving too fast. It's like, I always thought of that, like, so what? So maybe it doesn't work out, but, better to find it out. Maybe they, it sounds like he shouldn't leave his place. He's got a good place in New York City. He shouldn't leave it unless they find a better spot that they want, but it's a great setup. I'm sure they get a discount on rent because of they promote it, this and that. So they got a great setup. I think if anything, it's just one of those formality things. If she's in town, she's going to stay with them. They've been together for a while. Tasha and I actually only dated a few months before we moved in together because we were spending so much time at each other's places already. We were like, what are we doing? We're kind of like, you're coming to see me, I'm coming to see you. It's kind of like, And then the reason why I decided to move in with Tasha, I had a house in the Valley, probably 20-minute drive from her, and she had a studio apartment. And I had a buddy who needed a place to stay, so he was staying on my couch. And eventually I was like, why don't you just take over my lease? Just take my room. I'll go with Tasha. I'm already staying over there 90% of the time. And that's kind of how it all started. And Tasha, that's kind of the modern way where you go, look, I mean, we could not be together. We could not live together. We'd be fine. But at some point it's like, who are we fooling here? But I do appreciate the hesitance that people have because they want to make sure they're not overcommitting. Like if you've been in several relationships where you just jump to live at the next person's house. Like my buddy Ben started dating this girl, and like a week later she bought like a Tupperware thing to put her clothes in at his place, and he was like, whoa, hold on, hang out, like I can understand it's too much, but in their scenario, I mean, I think they've proven they're going to have a little bit of a longevity there, and good for them. Good for them. Let's see if we have any other comments. So that's the story about Matt James. I don't think we have any more voicemails that have come in about it. So yeah, we root them on, and I'll be the first to let you know. I've got a couple subscribers that work at U-Haul, so we'll be checking to see if they're going to get a moving van for them anytime soon. All right, well, it looks like we might be getting out of here. You know what? There's one more thing I didn't share with you guys that we're going to have to keep our ear to the pavement. Let's see if we can find this out here. I think this is it right here. So we've got Peter Weber. This is what went down, right? We have Kelly Flanagan was on Chicks in the Office podcast, basically saying, he announced a breakup before we agreed to, and if I saw him, I'd run away, and like it ended terribly. And then we have this. Someone had posted, we want to hear Peter's side, and then we hear eyes, and then subscribe and mark your calendar for a Wednesday. Well, let me tell you something. Whenever somebody makes a bogus claim about how their relationship went down, just remember that person's got a podcast too. And when it comes to you said, I said, he said, she said, you're going to get a chance to share your side of the story. You get to share your side of the story. You get to share your side of the story. Everybody's going to share their side of the story. Who's right, who's wrong is somewhere in the middle. But God bless it, if my name's not David Coleman Neal, will I be telling you what he has to say from his side of the story. So we'll have to see how that all goes. And I think that's going to be it for me, folks. We went a good 75 today. Felt really good. I've got a couple stand-up sets I need to go get to. Going to go help Tasha with a little bit of things on her end. I want to thank everyone who's been in the chat room for all your support. As always, Bert, we're here for you. Susan, Adriana, everyone else. Gabby in Germany, you usually watch us the next day, I believe. Sarah Winks, I'm going to make sure we get that postcard to you. You guys have been so kind. Jessica McNabo in Tampa, if you're watching, thanks for joining the Patreon. If anyone does want to check out the Patreon, you can go check that out. Oh, here's the link tree. This is where it's all at. It's all on my link tree, which is, I put a link below. I got a new Discord. Yeah, by the way, this is something new. Someone set up a Discord. So I haven't even promoted it yet, but when you click on that button, it says, accept the invite to the Dave Neal fans. And I don't like the word fans. It's just obnoxious because it's like, come on, my tribe. Can we change that to Dave Neal's tribe? Cult? The cult of Dave? Whatever it is, there's 20 members. We're new. It's just going to be a chat. I'm going to let, it's going to be a much cleaner place for people to call in their voicemails too. I'll keep both chat numbers up still, but this is a great way to like send, even today, I sent a text about my new setup over here. I've got the monitor coming tonight and all the new things I love to share all the upgrades because I want the Patreon community to see that they're actually making a difference, that they're actually helping kind of build this thing. Abby said, where did you see anything about JoJo and Jordan? No, just people have commented recently because they keep pushing their wedding back, and I just keep saying, come on, we can't read into anything that happens during the pandemic. So I don't think there's anything there. But yeah. You guys are great. Thank you, Erica. Thank you, everybody else. And of course, if you haven't already, give Oz some of that love. Here's his PayPal right there. You can just send him a nice PayPal. Help him buy him a Detroit-style pizza over there. And everyone else, thank you guys so much. I think that's it. I'll keep the chat open for a minute to see if I missed on anyone. But appreciate all of you guys. A lot of content coming up tomorrow. I'll keep my ear to the ground and hear about what Peter has to say about that relationship. And go follow Tasha Courtney too. And thanks for supporting everyone in the community. You guys have been too kind. Bye-bye now, everyone. Oh, Bethany, thank you so much. I appreciate that support. Cora, thanks so much. Apparently tribe is a bad word, though. Please forgive me. Sarah vetoes that. How about we just call it, I guess clan's a bad word. How about Dave Neal's Clam Shack? Or Dave Neal's Cabana Party. Pool party. I don't know. Whatever. Just click the link. You'll figure it out. Sorry, Cora. How about just Dave Neal's chat room? Oh, sorry, Sophia. We missed you, Sophia. Well, we should be finding out the Bachelor in Paradise cast any day now. Yeah, it's a hard stick. There's a lot of people that have come up with some names, but it's a hard stick. Yeah, we'll keep it at the Cabana Party for now. Maybe we'll just change with the seasons, you know? But anyway, I'll go over there and send some text messages, and I'll get that stand-up set up on Patreon. All right, that's it for me. If you need me, go